everybody! Welcome to another knitting project vlog. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, you might have seen it from the intro to this video that I have actually already started on this project. So yeah, naughty me, but that's what I did. I'm gonna quickly just show you the pattern that I'm making. So this is what I'm gonna be making. This is the yoga sweater by Ruke Knit. I initially wasn't gonna vlog this project. That's why I have already cast it on. First, I want to talk to you a bit about the yarn, but I gotta go to my Ravelry for that because I don't have the wrapper with me currently. It's downstairs and I cannot be bothered to go and get it. So this is the cookie yarn by Järbo. This is like leftover yarn that I have. I'm hoping I'm gonna have enough. So I have one full skein, which is about 600 meters, and the project needs like 780 or something like that. So yeah, you would think yeah, you're not gonna have enough, but I have something here that I can frog from a different project that I made with this yarn. So if necessary, I can frog this. So we're gonna hope for the best. Definitely gonna finish the body first and then the sleeves. There are shorter sleeves to start with. So I'm gonna attempt knitting the sleeves at the same time so that if I run out, I have two sleeves that are at least the same size. I don't really care if the sleeves are gonna be shorter or not. So that's why I'm pretty hopeful that all of this is gonna turn out well. Let me just show you, since I already have done part of it. We've got the yoke going on. We have short rows, so the back is already longer than the front. Something really interesting that I want to note, these short rows, I've never done short rows that are quite like this. So they go all the way to the front, over the shoulders. I haven't done a sweater that has like a raglan that has that type of short row construction that goes that far over all the way to the front to like about here. That's where it goes. And you can, I think you can see, like this is the front and you can see where there's like this abrupt line. This is where the short rows stop. This is the front of the sweater. So the short rows go all the way around, and I thought that was pretty interesting. That kind of tempted me to kind of vlog this process like after all. And also there's like multiple different things going on with the sweater. It's got like slits on the sides and like a special sleeve construction. So I thought, yeah, that might be interesting enough to show you. Another change that I made is the pattern tells you to not size down for the ribbing here. I did do that. I did size down because I prefer that. And I'm also not quite sure if I want to do a folded collar or not. So I've put like a stitch marker where if I decide to go that route, I can still fold it and then I know how far down to go, because it kind of goes into the black and I couldn't see it really well. So I just put a stitch marker there. Also, something else that's different is the start and the ending of the row are on the front raglan section of your left sleeve. So your beginning and end of row is like in the front. It's not like a line down the back where your stitch marker would be in the middle of your back stitches, you know? I'm gonna have to see how that turns out. I don't think it's really that noticeable, and actually that might be a pretty good idea. So what I've got to do now is pretty standard raglan construction. So I just need to keep going, increasing with the raglan until I have a certain number of stitches for the sleeve, and then I need to stop. So it's kind of measured differently than I'm used to, and I think it's pretty interesting. And it's cool because I don't have to count rows. I just from time to time have to count how many stitches I have for my sleeves to keep track of how far in I am. I also did make a tiny mistake, and I hope it's not going to be an issue. I accidentally did 4 rows too many of the short rows, so I ended up with a different size for that, but I want an oversized fit, so we're gonna see how that turns out, if it's gonna be more boxy or not. But really, I couldn't be bothered to frog it, so we're just gonna roll with it and see what happens, which is mostly what I do if I make mistakes. I just roll with it. Like, if it's something really, really major, I will frog it, but something like that, I like boxy fits, so I don't think it really matters or is gonna make a very large difference. And if it does, I will be sure to tell you. I am gonna knit some more on this project today, but I also have some errands to run. My mom's birthday was a couple of days ago, so I need to go out and get her a birthday present, and I already have a pretty good idea of what I want to get her. We're gonna go get that, and then I need to go to the drugstore. And what else do I need to do? Oh yeah, I sold some things on Vinted, so I gotta go send those packages, but maybe I will do that tomorrow. I'm not really sure. We'll see. So my packages have been sent. It is so cold outside, my nose is probably like super red, but now I get to go back home because I don't need to go to work today, yay! And I'm gonna chill in the couch all day and knit. Fun! Time for another check-in. I need to put this on a bigger cable so badly, but I don't have one. I'm using all of them, unfortunately, because I broke like my longest cable and I'm still waiting for my new one to come in the mail. I don't even know if you can tell that I made progress, you guys. Seriously. And this is where we're at. Let me just count how many stitches I have for sleeves right now. I'm at 50 stitches in between and I need to be at 66 if I'm not mistaken. 16 more rows and half of those, so 8 of them are increase rows because that's the way of the raglan. I'm gonna try and get some more rows in today. For some reason, it's been going really slow. I don't know if it is because the cable's too small and my stitches are so bunched that it doesn't really glide well. I'm sorry if you hear munching. That's the cat right next to me. Or if it's just the yarn, because it does like have a slight halo on them, if you can see. It is 100% acrylic though, and it does feel really soft, but I just feel like it isn't gliding as well as any other acrylic yarns I've used before. So we'll just have to see about that. Hopefully my new cables come in rather quickly so I can put this on a larger cable, and hopefully that will solve my issue. I'm just gonna do a really quick update on my phone for y'all. I have been really sick yet again for a while now, so I don't really feel comfortable actually showing my face. Sorry about that, but I think most of you will know the feeling. So I continued the knitting in the round, and then I have split the front and back, as you can see here, and now I am knitting on the back panel, and I'm actually done with the length, and now I need to do the ribbing, which is gonna be about that long as well. You might think, wow, that's really short, but yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. It is cropped. I didn't do a gauge watch, so I don't know, we're just gonna have to see. Also, I feel like my yarn is doing pretty well and I might make it, but I'm still not 100% sure about that. That's what we've got so far. Time for a little update. As you might be able to see, I got a haircut. I went in and I literally showed the lady a picture of Joan Jett, and this is what we ended up with, and I love it. I managed to finish the body. Let's just show you. I've got it inside out because that's just what I prefer. Like if something snacks, then it snacks on the inside. This is what we have. We have a front piece and a back piece. I really like it so far. Next thing I gotta do is start on the sleeves, and I want to knit them two at the same time. So I ended up with 63 grams left of my big ball, and then I frocked the other piece that I had, and this is like 41 grams. So that gives me 2 balls of yarn, and that's perfect to knit two at the same time. I've never done that before, so I'm gonna have to watch like some clips and tutorials because I have no clue how to do that, but we're gonna figure it out. I also stopped at a yarn store and I got a book. Now I don't buy these often, but this one was on sale and it had some really cool patterns. And some of this yarn I do have in my stash that I bought this summer when it was on sale. And I'm really excited about this. Hi everyone, it's time for an update. I did do things a little bit differently than I said I was going to. I didn't end up knitting my sleeves at the same time. I was watching videos and then I saw that people were mentioning like you gotta watch out for laddering and stuff. And so I opted out of that because I had laddering issues with my mittens that I made. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. So yeah, I opted out of doing that. I also didn't make the sleeve as intended in the pattern. In the pattern, it has like this special like extra flap of fabric. I'll insert a picture if I can figure out how to do that. And I wanted a regular sleeve, so that's what I did. As I was saying, regular sleeve, still a short one. Knit the ribbing with the same needles. I didn't size down. I did my regular bind off that I always do. The bind off that she recommends is like her own type of bind off and it doesn't really speak to me. So I didn't do it for the bottom, didn't do it for the sleeve. I have already woven in all of my ends except for like the sleeve that I'm working on now. I also tried it on for the first time and I think I should have tried it on earlier. It's really short, like really short. And I should have known that like the underarm part is like only this large. This large, yeah. I didn't make a gauge swatch because, well, yeah, this entire project is one big game of Yarn Chicken, which I'm winning. But if I had known, I could have made the body longer. Yeah, but it's fine. I'm hoping it will stretch out when blocking because it is fairly stretchy. So we'll see how that goes, and otherwise it's just gonna be... Oh, tried to pick up my cat, but I failed. This is gonna end up being just like a sweater to wear on top of a dress, which I also think is gonna be really cool. But yeah, I am hoping to finish this today. I'm gonna crack on and knit because I want to finish this today so I can wash it, block it, all that jazz, and have it done. She's finished! My yoga sweater is done. I couldn't be happier than I am. For this giant game of Yarn Chicken that I've played, this really turned out amazing. Look at it. It also blocked out really well, and like the under armpit part did get like a little longer than it was, and I'm really happy about that. I really like my sweater. It blocked out amazingly. The arms are the exact length that I like my sleeves to be. I do always have to wear like something under it because of these slits that are so high, but I don't really mind that. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So there's a few things I do want to note. I did my own type of bind off and that worked out fine. The bind off that was in the pattern just wasn't really speaking to me, so I didn't do that. I did a 4mm needle for the neckline and I'm really happy that I did that because it made everything just a little tighter up here, and that's what I like. The other ribbing portions I did do with the 5mm needle that was used to knit the rest of the sweater up in. So the things that I would change in the future would be not to play this giant game of Yarn Chicken that I played, for starters. So don't want to do that again, because if I would not have been playing Yarn Chicken so much, I would have definitely made the sweater like a little longer on the underarm pit. That would have just been better for me, because I feel like I have less styling options now that it is a little bit shorter, like under here, but it's still fine, and I'm still gonna wear this sweater a lot. So yeah, this is my yoga sweater, and I'm so happy that it's finally done and that I can move on to my next project, which I am actually going to cast on right now. So keep an eye out for the next project vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!